The last election. The seat was vacated by the sitting Conservative MP, Sir Alistair Goodlad, after he was appointed High Commissioner to Australia. Well, we can go live there now to our political correspondent, Norman Smith. Norman, what sort of interest has this by-election generated there? Has there been a decent turnout?
Well, the figures we're getting is that there's been a turnout of more than 50%, which is quite good for a by-election, but of course is below what you'd get in a general election. The last general election, they got 75%. What is of interest is that the turnout has been patchy, and depending on who you talk to, the suggestion seems to be from some that there's been a strong turnout in Winsford, which is the only sort of industrial town in this constituency, which is the Labour area. If there has been a strong turnout in Winsford, then that would be good for Labour. But I have to say, talking to some of the Liberal Democrats, they're saying exactly the opposite, and they're saying, in fact, the turnout in Winsford has been poor. Now, the impression we're getting is that Labour have done well, but talking to their people, the sort of phrases they're coming up with is that it would be incredible if they won. To get close would be very good, an excellent result for them. And their body language, the phrases that are coming from them, suggest to me that perhaps they've pushed the Conservatives hard, but they've not pushed them hard enough to actually win it. Certainly that's the sort of language we're getting from them. And in contrast, the Conservatives are saying, well, a victory is a victory, even if it's only by 1,000 or 100 or whatever. So the suggestion we're getting is that perhaps the Conservatives have done enough to hold on.
How important is this by-election to the main parties? We've seen William Hague and Tony Blair both visiting the constituency after all.
Yes, I think it's much more important actually for the Conservatives. This is a by-election they have to win. For them to lose it would be an utter disaster. It would reopen all the sniping and doubts about William Hague, all the gains they seem to make in the European elections, the sort of rise in morale within the Tory party would be lost completely and it would be back to square one. So it's absolutely crucial for the Tories to win that. That said, it has to be recognised that in normal times this is a very safe Tory seat. All right, at the last election there was only a majority of 1,000, but at the election before that there was a 12,000 majority. So in normal times this is a very safe Tory seat, and even when there was a tidal wave for Labour at the 97 election, they still didn't win it. So this is a safe Tory seat. It would be an utter disaster if they lost it. But as I say, the indications are, the soundings are, that they will have squeezed home, but only just.
Norman Smith will stay in touch until those results come through at around 2. Thanks very much indeed.